Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I appreciate it so much, and what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and build a pergola. We're not doing it on a flat surface, we're doing it like a lot of people have to do it. Out on sawhorses and so forth. We're going to do all kinds of cool stuff coming up. Make sure you subscribe, hit that little notification bell. It's going to tell you when another video comes out or a continuation of a video comes out. Let's get on to the pergola build. Okay, here we go. This is an order from Home Depot. Now, I wanted to do it online and, pay for it, have them deliver it, and I wanted to see how everything worked out. And for basic lumber, they did a pretty good job. Oh, and yes, I designed that pergola there for the neighbor. They put it up though, so they built it and did it. Getting it into the backyard here was just for storage. Was kind of a trick, but he did it. He got her done very well. I liked it. I have to go through and make sure everything that we ordered is there. This is one big thing I found with, Home Depot, and that they didn't exactly, send all the best stuff, or they didn't send everything, which they didn't. Mostly it was in the screws. The wood itself, they sent a lot of wet wood. They didn't give us a whole lot, but that's my wife Gwen there. She's helping me lift it and count the stuff and make sure we got everything that we're supposed to get. So we did. We went through it, make sure, and everything looked good. And that's Gus on the fence back there. That's Gus the Wonder Dog. But we're going to go ahead and get this lined out then. I got my plans in hand, and let's get started. What I want to do is I want to set this up so it's easier. We can get this done faster. That's Gwen with the main plans telling me I can't do something or something like that. But here we go. Let's go ahead and mark it out. We got the plans there, so we have all the measurements, except for things are going to change a little bit. So stay tuned and watch that for us, and I'll show you what's going on there. Now, make sure that you measure 4 times and cut once. Just because these 6x6s are expensive. As far as that goes, I mean, it's like here. I made sure I checked it and did it twice, and I did make a mistake. So that's why. Now you can do it like this with a framer square. If you don't have one, just measure from the bottom to the line there on both sides, and you can just run a straight edge and make your mark. But here we're just going to go ahead and lay out where we need to notch out these beams. Now what I'm doing here is on the top of the beam, I'm going to put a crown. So I'm going to go ahead and take it down a 1/2 inch and go ahead and make a mark across there. And then when I split the beams up, I'll show you I'll do all the way around. And that's what we need to notch out. I'm a firm believer in doing it all. If you can do it like this in bundles, it's a whole lot easier. It makes your life a whole lot easier than trying to do it all one at a time. Plus, it is faster. Okay, y'all know I wear reading glasses. I can, I need it about that close. And 3M sent me these to try them. They are 1.50. I usually wear 1.0s reading glasses, but we're gonna try these. They have the reading glass right here and regular safety glasses here. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look. Get it? Take a look. And see how they go. So I'll let you know how. Okay, here I'm going to go ahead and set the skill saw. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this at 1.5 inches. That's for the cross beams that are going to go go in those notches. So just set it. Make sure that your actual parallel, that you actually are 90 degrees to the blade from your base plate. I like to check just to make sure everything's working right. And here we go. Let's go ahead and get some of this cut so we can. It's really easy. I mean, if you need a straight edge, use a straight edge. Clamp one on so you can do it straight. Oh yeah. Hey, but let's go ahead and do this, and we'll just hurry it up. Okay, now that you've gotten all the grooves in there that you want to do it, now you want to go ahead and pry these out. Now you can just hit them with a hammer, but I kind of like getting them this way because it gets more out at one time. And I'll just go ahead and speed this up a little bit because it's. Now this is just a real quick jig I made, so it'll fit across the four beams, the 4 posts, so I can go ahead and clean it out with the router. Well, let me show you how you set it up. Okay, you want to take one side of it and put it all the way flush with one edge. Just like that. Okay, then you want to do that before you clamp it down. So you want to clamp it on the other side now. And give you as much room as you can. It just, because the router base may be different from everybody else's. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clamp this down like this. And I'm going to go ahead and take a router with a flat bottom, a dado router bit. And we're going to go ahead and notch it out. Okay, now that you see it does a fine job on it, and it is well worth doing this and making the jig. It just is going to speed it up. Now you're going to go ahead and flush it out with the other side of that cut of the notch, so you can get the hole and clean out the whole bottom. See, it works well, and it's clean. Now, you just got to do the other side. So, but yeah, I mean, you may get a couple of boogers here, like I missed a little spot there. But yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be, clean enough. The wood will squish. There's Gus, the Wonder Dog. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark around the crown for that bevel I'm going to put on the top. That's you need to bevel these posts like that because of the rain. You don't want the rain sitting up on those And you know, just it'll rot it out so much faster if you don't put a crown on top, so the water will run off. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on all of them, and we're going to go ahead and flip them. And I'm going to go ahead and notch out the other side so you have the dual notch there for your girders. Okay, now it's just a matter of doing the exact same thing that you did on the other side. Okay, let's go ahead and crown the tops now. You can do it with you want to do it with a 10 degrees, and you can do it with a chop saw if you have one. If you don't have a chop saw, use a skill saw. Just get a crown on top. It really, it's going to shed that water off, and you're not going to have to worry about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this, we'll get these done. I'll show you how to sand it out afterwards. Yep, it sure makes it nice to do it this way. If you have a chop saw, definitely use it this way. You can do all kinds of stuff with chop saws, which I'll show you. But here's the notches. This is how it looks. This is a crown on it. And we'll get that sanded out. And I'm going to show you how I sand it. I just break the edges. Okay, here we go. Let's get the rafters done. What I'm doing here is I'm actually crowning them. There's always a natural crown in the wood, so one, you know, it kind of bows that way. I just want to make sure that is on top, and that way, you know, if you put anything on like a porch swing or something like that, you know, you don't do it already sagging. So I'm going to load this up and get as many on here as I can. I try to split it in half, and so we'll just get this going. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get them as squared as possible. And with the clamps, I want to clamp them, but I want to put a little bit of pressure on the clamps just so it holds them in place, so I can tap them in where I need them. And once I get them to where I want, then I'll start getting the up and down part as close as possible so everything is flush. It's a little bit of work, but this is what you need it to do. You need to get it to this part right here. And, you know, once you get it all set, you can put a square on it, make sure it's square. So let's, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start laying it out to where I need the notches. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to notch it out to this here. And this is the end unit. And there you go for the plans. So the plans come with little details like that, so you get it as close as possible. But it's going to change here. And the reason being is the beams, the actual posts came in at 5 1/4 instead of 5 1/2. So it's just going to be a little bit of an adjustment here. I'm going to go from 5 1/2 there, but it's going to be a 2 3/8 gap in between that. So just make sure you check your wood like that and make sure everything's going to fit right. And if the beams, the posts actually came in at 6 or 5 1/2 inches for nominal, you know, but it didn't. But you just work your way around it. And this here, you know, the line on the end here, as you saw the arrow, I'll just turn the saw sideways and cut it that way. All right, there we go. All right, now we're going to go ahead and cut it out for the notch, the other notch for the dual. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, but if there's anything that I do that you could tell me to do better, please put it in comments. I'd appreciate it so much. You know, I try to do everything right, the best I can, but it's always nice to have help from others. Remember to subscribe and hit that thumbs up for me. I'd appreciate it so much. That means a big deal for me. So until next time, and keep making. Hey everybody, I just want to say thank you for watching the video all the way through. I surely appreciate it so much. And if you haven't already, you can click this button right here to subscribe. That would really be great. It doesn't cost nothing and you get really cool stuff coming. Hey, you can also take a look at right here and right here for other cool videos. But I do appreciate it and thank you so much for supporting the channel.